Hello, everybody. So sorry I'm late. I got this, well, got busy with a few other things, and I couldn't start the live stream earlier. But I didn't want to leave the chance to at least make it. Share what this new tool I published the other day is about. So let me get it started very quickly. I have to start sharing my screen. I think I have it somewhere in here. Yeah, okay, perfect. So, yes, I was saying the other day, I'm pretty excited to be able to share this with all of you. I have been keeping and working all these news and articles that are blogs and videos and courses, books, and everything I have been able to find on the internet. As I was saying the other day, I know it's very time consuming to really understand and spend time browsing different websites to know what's going on. So the idea here is to build something that any of you can use as a mechanism to be able to go and filter. So if you click here and this icon, you can see there are different columns. I'm going to show all of them because I wanted to quickly explain what these columns are. Even you can explore by yourself. But yeah, so very quickly, I'm just trying to keep here each item, who is behind the resource that it's being published, because as I was saying, I'm trying to keep in this page content that we at Esri, different employees, are publishing. It doesn't matter. So this column will tell you if the main owner or the content is kind of curated by Esri, Esri Inc. Distributors mean Esri on any other country besides the US. Community means, yeah, any community member, user, partner, or any other account. Sometimes it's a collaboration between sources, so I have multiple. I added unknown mainly because I have a lot of old content I added at the beginning where I never consider adding these as an attribute on the data set. So I haven't been able to find the time yet to properly um, set all those resources. And then AI generated, I added this one. This is not very frequent, at least today, but I have found, sorry, some articles being published on YouTube, for example, that were actually a Stack Overflow's questions that were read by a robotic voice and published automatically on YouTube. I wanted to keep track of those assets as well as some assets that are being published on websites that seems to me fully AI generated. So this is what the publisher option is about. Um, why I'm explaining, sorry, before I keep going, why I'm explaining all of this? Well, I'm explaining all of this because, as I said, now you have the possibility to install this browser extension that should work on Firefox and Edge in addition to Google Chrome, that allows you, if you click on this gear icon, allows you to filter the content that you are going to be notified by all these categories. That's why I wanted to spend a little bit of time explaining these categories that might evolve in the future. They have been evolving since I started. So, yeah, just stay tuned with that. I will go ahead and explain how you can today install this browser extension if you want. But okay, let's go first with all the other columns in the table. So the other is the channel owner. So I also try to keep track on where the content is being published. It's something that it's maintained and owned by Esri, meaning the RJS blog, Esri YouTube account, Esri's community. Even if it is a community channel for our community, is maintained by Esri and kind of monitor and managed by Esri. So if that's the case, I will use Esri. If it is something that is owned by a distributor, it will be distributor. I'm also publishing things that, for example, this live stream, I'm publishing this through my LinkedIn account and my YouTube account. So this is my employee account. So I'm also adding that kind of content, which is, not always as, I guess, as official. In that sense, it sometimes are some side projects that we are building. Sometimes it's well, I was going to say not so related to Esri, but in that case, that will not be listed on this spreadsheet. Anyway, so but yeah, here are more experimental. Normally, we tend to publish things that we feel might not be relevant for everyone, or is not something that we want to, or we are not able to do a public commitment. Like with this extension, this is an experiment. I want to prove or test how valuable this is for the community. So that's why it is being published under my own website, and I'm promoting it right now on my own channels and not on the Esri official, because this is not an official tool at this point. But hopefully, if you like it, I will be able to advocate and push for us to embrace it as potential enhancements to our communication channels. Anyway, and yeah, community is anything else where we can, or where I find content that is not owned by Esri distributors or any of the other ones that are listed here. In terms of languages, most of things are currently published in English, but I'm trying to gather, and that was also my goal with making this publicly available and promoting it a little bit more, is that all of you, anyone within the community that produce a content related to our developer technologies, ping me and ask me to add that content in here, because that's what I want. It's like I want to spread all the good work that is being produced by anyone that can be useful for a developer using our technologies. Okay, this share button is basically to kind of encourage or invite any of you to share the content on social media if you find it's relevant and useful for those for your network. Sometimes it will open a brand new message, like for example this one, which is something that I couldn't find a social media message today. Well, actually, I don't know why I didn't open the share post, but well, maybe it's a small bag. Oh, let's see. You shouldn't. Anyway, but sometimes it will open an existing message from someone, like in this case, from the live stream that we have this week. Emily shared this already on social media, and in some situations, you will land into an existing social media message that has been shared about that resource. Again, for you to subscribe, like in this case, to the event, or share it if you feel it's relevant. I also wanted to include a people involved column where I'm trying to keep track on who is behind the publication of that content. Because I want to acknowledge all the community contributions. And on my own experience, I also remember back on the days, well, still today, that I really like and enjoy the content from certain people. I wonder if some of you might want to subscribe to only to one person's content, like Rene's, for example, or Corny. They create a lot of great content. So maybe if you have a preference and you only want to subscribe to that person content, you could potentially do that too. In terms of topics, I'm trying to, I keep evolving this list too, but I try to keep adding the technologies I find might be relevant for you. But for example, one thing I was thinking the other day is like I have one that is experience builder, but I was thinking, should we split this into experience builder and experience builder developer edition? Because I'm not sure if some people might want to only receive notifications about one of them. So I will be doing these kind of changes based on your inputs. Um, but it shouldn't take too long for us to make these changes. And also with the content type. I know some people like blog articles, some people prefer videos, some people do not care. Some people might be looking for code samples. Oh, I have to improve this UI UX. But yeah, like you can filter by all of these things in here. That being said, yeah, I'm still working on another tab in here, which is the insights, because again, as I said, I want to all of us. I think it's for some of us, it's information to know. Okay, how much content is created every month? Who is contributing? Who from the community is actually doing more contributions? Because I really want to celebrate those contributions. Like, yeah, I I won't deep dive right now into this, but just wanted to do a quick a highlighting here. Anyway, that being said, well, you probably notice here you can also reorder, and it doesn't matter whatever you changes making here, it should keep the changes when you come back. It's going to store in your local browser storage the configuration. It should store it. And you have this button. So if you apply any filters in here, like let's say you're all interested on the RJS API for Python, so you can share this link directly with anyone. It will give you the website plus the state hash, and that should restore the playground in the same state with the same columns. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about the subscription mechanisms. So for me, that was one of the major improvements and one of the things I wanted to highlight and celebrate and share with all of you. So I was working on two main mechanisms. The one is the browser. The first one is the browser extension. As I said, right now, if you go to this link, you should be able to download the extension file to install it manually. I'm working with the Google Chrome Store to be able to publish these on the Chrome Store properly. I was able to do it, but I need to change the postal address because I added accidentally my home postal address. I don't want to make that publicly. I shorten things out. But if you download this zip file for now, if you want to give it a try, it's pretty simple. So you just need to download the file and compress that zip file, and then from the Chrome columns / extensions, if you enable the developer mode here on the top right, you will be able to load an unpacked extension by clicking here and just selecting that folder where you unzipped the extension. As soon as you do that, you will have something like this. It will not, of course, it will not update if I publish a new extension. But again, I will fix that soon with the Chrome Store thing being shorted out. And as soon as you do that, you will have this icon in here. So this icon will show you if there are new items being published. By default, the extension will be checking every 15 minutes. You can change it to whenever you want. If you click in here, this is only going to open the website with your preferences, if you have any set up in the extension. Okay, let me go back again here. You can refresh manually to check if there are something new, if you are on a rush or impatient. As soon as you open the settings, as I was saying, you can subscribe to any topics you want. And that way you will be seeing only notifications when there are new items that matches these filters. So as you can notice, these filters are not exclusive. So meaning that you will, if you specify, of course, RJS dashboards and RJS API for Python or the JavaScript SDK, it will include any resource that have these items. Same thing. Well, here, if you filter with the channel owner, this is going to be exclusive, right? This is going to, well, going to remove anything that is not within those channel owners, but will keep all the other topics. So the same way this table works is the same way these filters works in here. So you can specify here whatever you want to receive. Here you can set up how often you want the plugin to be checking if something new has been published. And you shouldn't be changing this. This is mainly for me and anyone developing the extension, because when I'm doing changes to the website on my local machine, I'm changing this URL. So ideally, you won't have to change this. And the other thing is you can enable if you want. By default, this is disabled, but if you want to receive notifications in your operating system, at least I tested it and it works on Mac. It will show like whenever something similar to the Slack messages you might receive or YouTube notifications where you are subscribed through the notification mechanism of your operating system, or WhatsApp or any other tool like this. Yeah, all of this is published as an open source repo. So feel free if you find anything missing, broken, or any other thing you feel need to be added to the whole system. Let me know in here. I'm using the issues to keep track of some of the things I'm planning to do. And last but not least, and with this, I will be done with what I wanted to share today, is the RSS feed. So I wanted to also provide a mechanism for any of you willing to be notified on a different way. Like, for example, I frequently use RSS feeds, which is, in case you don't know what it is, it's an XML format. So it's this information in a computer readable format it's supported across many tools. Like it should be supported on Outlook, but I heard that something might be happening with the latest version of the Outlook on Mac, and I have to test that. But you will be able to configure your Outlook desktop app, for example, to receive notifications directly in there. Or, for example, in the past I'm not using it that much anymore, but I was using feedly.com to track and read news on my on this tool. So it was kind of my mechanism to stay up to date. But nowadays I keep using RSS feeds because I like having integrations with my instant messaging tools. Like you can pull into Slack and you can pull into Microsoft Teams and tools like this. You can configure those tools so you are notified the same way you get a notification in here, you get a message directly on a Slack channel or a Teams channel with something new is published. And as you notice here, you can also subscribe applying the same filters you are applying into this interface. So yeah, that was it. To be honest, I really hope that you find this useful. I'm going to check. I know I started late this live stream, so I'm not expecting to have um, comments or questions at this point, but I'm just going to check. there are not questions. So yeah, I just wanted to keep doing this live stream to at least have the recording available for anyone willing to know what this tool is about, why I built it, and yeah. So again, I really hope you find it useful. If you don't, if you struggle with anything, if you would like to see something done differently, please ping me. You have the GitHub, sorry, you have the GitHub issues. You can find me online on LinkedIn and many other places. I will try to check the YouTube comments, but to be honest, I still feel the YouTube comments mechanism is pretty weak. And sometimes even if I don't want, I keep missing some comments on YouTube on my personal channel. But yeah, please let me know if there is anything you want to see improve. Anyway, thank you very much and have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.